The dawn of August 17, 1943 saw the 8th Bomber Command preparing 376 bombers to strike two of the enemy's most crucial targets, the ball-bearing plant at Schweinfurt and the Messerschmitt factory at Regensburg. The plan involved simultaneous strikes at both targets. This, the planners believed, would force the Luftwaffe to divide its forces between the two. Early morning weather conditions forced Bomber Command to make a crucial decision: scrub the entire mission or split the raids. Their decision would have grave consequences for both groups. The Regensburg force began taking off at 0715 hours. On forming up, they proceeded across the channel toward their rendezvous with fate. Meanwhile, German ground installations had detected the raid forming. After determining the general intentions of the Allied bombers, ground controllers immediately notified the Luftwaffe. Quickly, they scrambled all available fighters to intercept the inbound raiders. Moments later, these planes were climbing to meet the invaders. As the escort fighters turned for home, the German fighters moved in for the kill. For the next hour and a half, the 8th bombers and the might of the Luftwaffe fought a running battle. German fighters pressed home their attacks desperately in an attempt to force the raiders to abort their mission. Despite losing many aircraft, the bombers pressed onwards toward their target. As they neared Regensburg, the Luftwaffe disengaged and the flak batteries began firing. Moments later, the Messerschmitt factory reeled from the impact as the first bombs found their mark. As the last bombs fell, the bombers continued toward North Africa, thereby avoiding the fighters waiting to harass them on the way home. However, the Luftwaffe's efforts were not to be in vain. The decision made earlier now would prove deadly to the Schweinfurt group. Shortly after 1100 hours, they began their trek across the channel to face a fully alert and ready opponent. Again, the Luftwaffe waited for the escort to turn back before pouncing. The ensuing melee lasted until they neared Schweinfurt. German fighters attacked from all directions, destroying bomber after bomber. The bombers fought back courageously, destroying a few of the attackers, but they were clearly outmatched. When the fight approached the ball-bearing plant, the fighters withdrew as the flak began finding its marks. Enduring the flak, the bombers released their bombs. The ball-bearing plant trembled against the aerial assault. As the day came to a close, 60 bombers had been lost, with many more heavily damaged, for minimal damages to the targets. The day ended with the Luftwaffe able to claim a victory.